It's always a pleasure to have you on Citizen 93.7 FM as you join us on our newspaper review this morning. Thank you for joining us. It's Monday and a day before the Independence Day celebration. So, as usual, we will take a trip around the newspapers across the country, and later we will settle for some of the highlights where we'll take in-depth analysis on some of the stories. Once again, welcome to the show. My name is Lawrence Omoiti. As usual, we will be starting off with the Guardian newspaper, and the headline here reads, only 7 of 20 subsidiaries viable as NNPCL battles 22 trillion naira debt. And we move on from that, mulling of Nilge height of political rascality. Okay, and FGOK's 350 billion naira to tackle flooding. Over 40 million children may suffer malnutrition by 2050 from climate change impact. And Nigerians abroad contribute $20 billion yearly, and they deserve to vote. And we move on to some other stories. Anxiety as Tinubu's government braces for second mass protest in 2 months. Fubara replies Wike says Rivers not personal estate. And we also have the story, give Tinubu more time to fix economy, APC begs. And police nab ex-convicts for kidnapping, armed robbery in Edo State. 96% of SMEs struggling under inflation and policies. Economists warn 20 million die yearly of heart diseases, says Cardiac Society. 5 worshippers die, others hospitalized after feast in Ibadan Church. All right, we move on to some other papers now. The Tribune is next. Edo Guba, PDP prepares documents to challenge result in court. Okay, and still staying with the Tribune newspaper, Tinubu appoints Tegbe as China-Nigeria partnership star. Why kidnapping persists despite NIN-SIM linkage, ex-minister Pantami says. Obasanjo sacked me as Obasanjo sacked me as Oyo governor, not Adedibu Alao Akala. Who is saying this? Ladoja, former governor of the state. 5 worshippers die, others hospitalized after a feast in Ibadan Church. Wow. Okay. The Punch newspaper is next. Let's see. China opens to more loans, investments in Nigeria. This is according to the federal government. Trump, Harris running mates face off in vice presidential debate on Tuesday. Consumers oppose minister on 20-hour power supply claim. Federal government raises teams to avert ASU strike. And constitution amendment, regional government tops 56 memoranda to National Assembly. Dangote to transport refined products by sea. Okay. 17 governors raise minimum wage panel. And Cameroon Dam NEMA crew monitors Niger Benue rivers. Police begin probe as lion kills keeper in Obasanjo library. Naira for crude deals begins on Tuesday. This is according to the presidential panel. NDLEA arrests ex-convicts wanted drug kingpins. 5 injured, cattle killed in Lagos, multiple crashes. Okay, tears as 4 teenage girls drown in Jigawa. Sad story there. Another sad story here. 2 killed, 4 injured in Lagos Ibadan Expressway crash. Tanker fire destroys shops, homes in Bayelsa. We move on to the Nation newspaper and says federal government's $175 million investment in CNG to end reliance on petrol. Let's see how that will pan out. Troops dismantle 20 illegal refineries, impound 22 boats, arms. And banditry, no court case against Matawale, says Zamfara Group. NRC, that's the Nigeria Railway Corporation, probes ticket racketeering in Abuja-Kaduna route. Southern senators, ex-First Lady condole Eno over wife's death. We move on to Daily Trust newspaper. Constitution review. Southern senators disagree on regionalism. Local government polls uncertainty in Rivers. PDP as Fubara allies defect to APP. Independence anniversary, Nigeria's brighter days ahead, according to Akpabio. That's Godswill Akpabio, President of the Senate. What to expect from President Tinubu's Independence Day speech? Navy decries hostility from Benue host community. And Abdusalami to chair NAN's international lecture on security. Heart disease spike fuels sudden deaths in Nigeria. Federal government hands over 64 CNG buses to Labour and NANS. All right, we move on to the Leadership newspaper. And at least with this story, 5 dies cause hospitalized after eating feast in Oyo Church. Okay, we move on to This Day newspaper from there. And this day lists with the story 64th anniversary. Despite bumpy days, nation will prevail, says Godswill Akpabio. And Saudi Arabia launches global initiative for Palestinian states, reaffirms support for two-state solution. Vice President Shettima returns to Abuja after attending UNGA in New York. Cardozo, World Bank, IMF brainstorm to craft new strategies for inclusion growth in Africa. Nigeria's population to rise by 54% in 2050. Wow. Over 40% of Nigerians currently enjoy 20-hour power supply daily. Who is saying this? The man who should know, the Minister of Power. The mathematics of petrol subsidy and pricing in the Nigerian context. Okay. NDIC commits to settle depositors of defunct Heritage Bank with balance above 5 million naira. Okay, the Vanguard newspaper is